word has begun to spread throughout the land about Prodigy Bowlers Tour, and players from around the Southeast have begun showing interest in coming to bowl with the kids in Roswell to submit to the Prodigy Test of Skill. Today, it's our strongest field ever, as some of the top junior bowlers from as far away as Columbus, Georgia, have come to give it a go and see if they can be crowned the next Prodigy winner. Live on tape from Brunswick Zone Roswell in Roswell, Georgia, it's the Prodigy Bowlers Tour, a series of unofficial, informal, and impromptu after-league challenge matches conducted by some of the most active and engaged junior bowlers in our youth program, all in an effort to simulate the pressure of big-time competitive bowling. The mission of Prodigy Bowlers Tour is to celebrate junior bowling while we elevate junior bowlers. This is Season 1, Episode 19, Les Misérables. Today, 11 kids began the day with high hopes of making it to our 4-player stepladder finals. But they first had to undergo a 2-game qualifying stress test and a single game of match play to advance. Here were the standings after Game 1, as Jesse, a.k.a. Squish, from Stars and Strikes in Cumming, Georgia, posted a 2-11 to lead the way, followed closely by the hottest player on Prodigy, Charlie, and CJ, who is vying to make his first stepladder finals on Prodigy. In Game 2, Jesse's 199 was enough to extend his lead slightly over CJ and Charlie, as Christian's second straight game in the 180s kept him in the conversation at 4th. After those 2 games, the bottom 3 kids were dropped from the field, and the top 8 advanced to a single game of head-to-head match play, with total scores carrying over. The first-place player bowled the 8th-place player, 2nd versus 7th, 3rd versus 6th, and 4th versus 5th, with 30 bonus pins going to the players who won their head-to-head matches. At the end of match play, we cut the field to the final 4 and the seedings for our championship round. Let's meet the 4 players who will be competing for the right to sign their name this week to the Coveted Trophy Pin. In the 4th position is Charlie, who's going for his 8th win on the Prodigy Bowlers Tour this season. He'll face our number 3 ranked player, CJ, a 2-hander from Stars and Strikes in Dallas, Georgia, who's made our show before but is making his first appearance in a stepladder finals. The winner of that match will face our number 2 ranked player, Christian, who put on a furious finish in his match play game to rocket to the number 2 position. And the winner of that match will face our faux tournament leader, Jesse. Squish will be trying to go wire to wire, as he has led this competition from the very first game. If he can do it, he'll not only get to put his name on the Coveted Trophy Pin, but he'll also be the first player from outside of Brunswick Zone Roswell to do so. And that's our field today on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. The kids are bowling on the WTBA pattern known as Paris. 47 feet of oil means most of them will be playing a fairly straight line, fairly deep inside on the lane. Most players will be throwing pretty aggressive equipment. So here we go with match 1. CJ, by virtue of finishing ahead of Charlie in the standings by a single pin, has the choice of starting lanes, and he has elected to start the match. And you are going to enjoy watching CJ. 2-hander, real simple game, keeps everything in front of him. I really like this kid's game. And that's about as simple as it gets. By the way, a heads up, Hunter was our first kid to show up to bowl in the new Prodigy wear. Even his dad came to the bowling alley wearing one of the new Prodigy t-shirts. So hats off to those two. Hunter, who missed the cut, was down practicing earlier. He doesn't care if he was bowling bigger kids. He felt like he ought to be in the finals. Charlie through the nose, leaves a 6-10. Playing a pretty tight line. 47 feet. You use the rule of 31. You'd want the ball on about the 16th board at the 47-foot mark. So that's going to be a pretty tight line. Oh my. Well, that's pretty uncharacteristic from what we're used to seeing from Charlie here recently, but a big open in the very first frame. And Charlie hands a 12-pin lead to CJ right out of the gate. Wow. Looks like Charlie is changing balls. And I believe that's his lock. Comes up a little light, doesn't quite get the 5 to go over and take out the 7. So he is still left wanting for his first strike of the match. Charlie on quite a winning streak on Prodigy. See if he can keep it going. Straight at the 7 with his urethane for a spare in the second. And now CJ will move over to the right lane. CJ bowls at Stars and Strikes in Dallas, Georgia, out on the west side of the metro area. Comes up a little light, trying to get that wall shot to go, but maybe threw it a little too firm. One of the things you've got to be careful of when you're bowling on long oil is to keep the speed down a little bit. Give that ball a chance to read. Spare in the second. So CJ maintains his 12-pin advantage through 2 frames. This one is left. He just got over the top on that one. The elbow kicked out a little bit. And so that one never had a chance, and he leaves the 1-3-6. Looks like he moved a little to the right to make this. I don't like that move. He gets it on the Brooklyn side anyway. You want to just stay where you normally stand for that, for your strike ball. No need to make an adjustment. Charlie back up on the right. And that ball looked like it hooked about 15 feet sooner than he was looking for it to. Lucky to get just 9 instead of a split. And he has the 6-pin to contend with. No problem this time after he whiffed the 6-10 in the first. He covers the 6 this time. See some of the kids warming up on the pair to our left. There's Christian in the pink shirt. He will be up in the next match. There's that half pocket hit that Charlie was looking to carry. And this time he gets the 7 to go, and he has his first strike of the match. CJ up on the right lane. And that is the kind of strike you can expect to see when you're playing such a tight line so far deep inside. You're not going to get the big angle on the pocket at the back end, so you just got to hit solid, and he almost threw that one a little too hard. Thing almost 8-10'd on him, but he got the 8 and the 10 to go late. And you see that one was just a little wide, and it will not recover. He gets plenty of hand on the ball to get that ball to hook. We've seen him hook the whole lane. He can hook it, he can throw it straight, he's got all the shots. But right now he needs a shot that will convert the 1-2-10. Get over left of the 1. Didn't quite get over enough, so he is open in the 5th and hands the lead to Charlie. See if Charlie can take advantage of it, put a double up, and move up by 12. Close, made the adjustment off the previous shot that hooked early, but maybe needs to nudge his feet another half board left. But he has a simple spare. He will go to his urethane ball, shoot cross lane at the 4. No problem. These two bowl together on the Georgia All-Stars, and I believe they are on their USA bowling team together as well. Oh man, right in the pocket. Just gets a slight bit of deflection off the pocket. The ball finishes behind the 9, and he leaves a ringing 10. Whether it's a solid 10 or a weak 10, the ball always deflects to the right, and that's why you leave the 10 pin. It's more severe deflection on a weak 10, but the same thing happens on both hits. Easy spare for Charlie. We've got us a tight match, 1 pin separating these two. As CJ steps up on the right lane in the 6th frame. Oh, and that one just gets a little left off his hand and just stays there, and now he's got big trouble. 4-6. Nothing much you can do with this. Just take the 1. Preserve the count. In a close match, you might need the pin. No sense in getting fancy with that one. I see people try to slide the 6 over into the 4. You can do it, but it's about a 1 in 10,000 shot. Through the nose, nearly gets a lucky one, but still has the 10 left. recovers it without a problem. Well, strikes have been at a premium this game. We saw plenty of them in qualifying and in match play, but all of a sudden they're sparse. Once again, that ball looked like it hooked early. So he's obviously got to move. He's right in a zone where he is hitting a dead patch on the lane. Just been a lot of traffic. We had some of the qualifying games were bowled on this pair. The match play was on 21 and 2. We wanted to save 23 and 4 for the stepladder as best we could. All right, 11 pin lead for Charlie. Spare working up in the 8th. And another 10 pin, this time the weak 10. A little bit more deflection than on the solid 10 that we saw earlier, but even though that looks like a good hit when it enters the pocket, if you watch where the ball leaves the pin deck at the back, you'll see that on a 10 pin the ball finishes over behind the 9, almost in some cases over behind the 10. And that's how you pick up the 10 pin right there, just hard and straight. So CJ needs to strike here if he's going to catch Charlie. I don't think Charlie's going to make the big mistake. CJ's just going to have to go get him. Oh, that's as good as you can throw it right there. That was stuffed. And now he's set himself up for a chance to tie this match with a strike here in the 9th. If he doesn't strike here, Charlie can get up in the 9th and 10th and shut him out. Drifts a little high. 6-10. So now the best CJ can do is 184. Charlie is going at a 184 pace. So if Charlie can get a double here, he can close this match down. But no, once again, that ball hooks early on the right lane. He's going to have to deal with that problem. He's going to have to get that worked out. Still out ahead, though. Charlie still has a chance to shut out CJ. Needed that conversion of the 6-10. Got it. So Charlie needs a double and a few pins to shut out CJ. If If he doesn't strike on either the first or second ball in the 10th, CJ can get up and win the match. Comes up light. Doesn't get the action on the left side of the lane. Leaves the 4-7, and the door is now open for CJ. It's critical that Charlie convert this spare right here. Which he does. And now just any kind of reasonable count here, and he will force CJ to double to beat him. Charlie needs 5 pins to force CJ to double. That'll be at least 5. That'll be all of them. Charlie's thinking to himself, that rolled 2 pin, could have used that earlier in the match, or some break like that. A lot of 9 counts for Charlie that game. He was around the pocket. It was not a badly bowled game. He just didn't get rewarded. But now CJ must strike on this ball and the next one. Oh, he got the first one with authority. But now it comes down to this. CJ with a strike on this ball and 7 on the fill will move on to game 2, but he's got to have this strike right here. Oh no! Well, watch this. Watch this. He pulled up and out of it. See how he pulled up? And he lost his leverage, and when you're throwing from that far inside, you got to keep your speed down. He threw it a little too hard. Didn't get the leverage because he pulled up, and it is Charlie who is moving on to match 2. He will face Christian next.
This is it. The new gyro balance ball by Ebonite, world's first and only professional bowling ball. And this is Don Carter, the man who conceived it. Over there, Carmen Salvino, Ray Bluth, Harry Smith, Bill Allen, and Billy Hardwick. Some of the greatest bowlers in the world today. Every one of these men bowls for a living, and every one bowls Ebonite's new Don Carter gyro balanced ball. Custom balanced to control your hook precisely. Custom weighted on top to put the power where the pins are. Why are so many pros making the big switch to Ebonite? Simply because they win more money with it. That's the ball, the pro ball, the custom ball with the big Y that puts the power where the pins are. Ebonite's new Don Carter gyro balance, the ball that gives you the Ebonite edge. Since Don Carter gyro balance balls take longer to build, make sure you order yours now.
Game 1 is in the books, and although Charlie didn't seem like he had his A game, he had just enough to squeak past CJ for a 180-172 victory. So it's Charlie who keeps his winning streak alive and now advances to face our number 2 seeded bowler, Christian. Christian's only win on the Prodigy Bowlers Tour came back in January in our very first show of 2017. And he beat Charlie in the final match on a thrilling shot that hung off the edge of the 1 board and came back to strike. Today, Christian is playing much farther inside, and he has a new toy, his Columbia Tyrant Solid. But Charlie is red hot and hasn't been stopped in a while. This should be a good match. Christian has elected to start us off. These two certainly know each other. They bowl league together every Saturday. Christian's been steady today. almost rolls the 2. A couple of us coaches were working with Christian early in the day, and he's really working hard on what we're trying to get him to do, to keep his swing lower and to just let gravity drop it from the top. He's also throwing it a little slower today. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. All right, Charlie, see if you've figured out a way around this problem on the right lane. He's gone to another ball. The lock is back in the bag. But that one hooks a little early as well. So he hasn't quite figured out how to get around that dry spot on the lane. It seems to be giving him the problem. He's going to have to move a little further left. He covers the 9 without a problem. We haven't bowled on long oil in a while. These kids have seen a lot of short oil and medium oil. I think we were on Atlanta last week, 38 feet. Did another short oil pattern a couple of weeks before that, as I recall. Haven't done long oil in quite a while. That's more like what Charlie's looking for right there. Shreds the rack. Good speed on that ball, too. As you get a look at Squish over on lane 22 warming up, he will face the winner of this match for all the cheese today. Solid in the hole for Christian. I have not seen him slow the ball down like this, and it's really helping him. It's all kind of tied together for him. If he can lower his backswing, let gravity drop it instead of pulling it down, and not pull it on through, that alone will usually slow down his ball speed a little. And yet it still has enough speed to hold line. That one looked like it was a little left, but a solid start for Christian. I don't think he could have hoped for much better. There's a solid one for Charlie. All of a sudden, this pair of lanes has heated up a little bit. Charlie looks like he has found the way around that problem spot on lane 24. Now a chance to take the lead. Oh, that was a good shot, an apparent good shot. But now this is what we were talking about earlier on a 10-pin. Watch the ball as it enters the pocket. Looks like it's in good position, but look where it finishes. It's over to the right of the 9-pin as it leaves the pin deck, and that's what causes the different angle that the ball hits the 3 and the 6, causing the 6 to lay down lazily in the gutter and not knock out the 10. It's not the entry angle, it's the exit angle off the back of the deck that provides the clue. Watch how your ball leaves the back of the pin deck. It'll tell you a lot about how it's rolling. Christian in the 4th with a chance to extend his lead to 11. Comes up a little high. Got away with it. That could have been a split. Not going with his spare ball for the left corner. We've seen him do it both ways. I like it better when he's throwing plastic at this, but maybe on long oil he can get away with it. Oh, it's a good thing he was on long oil. Well, there's 39 boards on a bowling lane. You might as well use them all. He covers that one by the hair on his chinny chin. And this match remains even through 4. Both players bowling well. Oh, I like this one. Oh, it drifted high though. Had a little less speed on that one than we've seen even some of the others that he's thrown, and it just hooked through the nose. Again, lucky to get 9. Looked pretty good off his hand. Gave that one ample room. Almost too much, but covers it. You don't have to power down your spares. All you got to do is touch those single pins, and they will go. All right, Charlie up on the right. Oh, look at this. And now he moves a little farther left to try to avoid that hook spot on the right lane. And now it hangs. So this is the bane of every bowler's day. This is the real source of frustration. You play it one board to the right, it hooks too much. You move in and it hangs. But he converts the very choppable 4-8. So we still have a 1-pin match. Oh, that was a freight train right there. Charlie's never going to be too far from the pocket. All right, Christian, can you answer the bell? Oh, yes, he can. Rips the 5 over into the 7. And that's exactly the kind of answer he needed. Well, we like seeing close matches. Oh, that one got wide. And he leaves the 1, 2, 8, 10 washout. Well, he doesn't lose count because he was only working on 1 strike. So if he can make it, it was as good as 9. Got to get the ball left of the 1 pin. Knock it over toward the 10. But he hits the 1 pin too full and has an open frame in the 7th. And it's getting late in this match, and this is no time to be handing Charlie any gifts. Especially when he's working on a strike. Oh, and it hooks early on him again. He adjusted back the other way after it sailed wide the previous frame, and now he's got the maximum penalty, a 5 count, and the Greek church, the 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. You got to go for the count here. Go for the 3 over on the right. Maybe you'll get lucky and get a 4th one. Oh, but you don't want to do that. 6 out. So he actually gives up extra count. That could prove really costly. If he goes 8 out, he's at 133 right now and just 3 pins behind. And a match that's this close, that could be big. Ooh, just a little high. These lanes are touchy. Pretty good ball right there, but you know, it gets frustrating because when you hit the half pocket and you start leaving 10 pins and 7 pins, you try to force one in there, jam it in there, and you either go high or leave a stone 9 like he just did. Feel like everything you throw is just kind of right in between, not quite where you need it on either side. Now Christian with a golden opportunity to set up his foundation. Oh, and he threw that one as good as I've seen him throw a shot in a while. All right, well, the situation is this. If Christian strikes here in the 9th frame, Charlie cannot get up and shut him out. But if Christian fails to strike here in the 9th, Charlie can get up and win the game. Oh, he threw that one good. He kept the speed down, letting the ball read, but it just wouldn't finish enough to nudge out the 7, and now the door is open for Charlie. Christian's got to make this 7 pin. He nearly hooked by a 7 pin earlier this match. He's got to make this and hope that Charlie doesn't throw 3 strikes. Look out. Okay. Thought he pulled that one too. Well, it's all on Charlie now. He has a possible 209. The best Christian can do is 206. Hooks early again. And Charlie is just struggling with that right lane. That ball just will not get down. When he moves left to get the ball farther down before it hooks, it hangs. So he's just probably got a matchup problem. He may just not be throwing the right ball. There's a spare. And now Charlie needs to double here in the 10th to force Christian's hand. Christian can get to 206. The best Charlie can do is 198. But if he were to get to 198, that would force Christian to double. Gave it room. Oh, he gave it a little too much room. Nearly gets a bucket crumbler, but leaves the 5. So now Charlie will shoot the 5. I'm sure he won't have any problem with this. And now a strike on his fill ball will give him 187, and that will force Christian to mark in the 10th and get reasonable count. Get all you can here. Fill it up. All right. 187. Christian must mark. He must tie his shoe first. This is where you just go right for your A shot. You don't want to leave anything hard. Oh, but he did. Oh, my goodness. Through the nose. He short counts, which could be an issue. And now he's got to make the 3, 6, 10 and get 5 pins. Right now, that loss in count that Charlie had when he shot at the Greek church is looming large. There's the spare that Christian needed. Now he's got to have 5 pins. Had Charlie gotten 8 out instead of 6 out on the Greek church, Christian would need 9 on this ball to win. Big difference. But he gets them all. It won't matter. And Charlie's winning streak comes to an end. It's Christian who is moving on to the championship match, where he will face Squish right after this.
Is my blueberry sling ready?
So are your rally bag and shoes.
It's my new Brunswick sling.
With the Crown Score tracer.
Sling, I love you. Oh, Sling. How's that, you little average razor? You don't have to be a pro to bowl like one.
The Fling by Brunswick, for pretty pros like yourself.
Well, well, well. Charlie proves to be human after all. And on this day, anyway, Christian gets the better of him. So Charlie will have to wait another week to challenge Logan F. for the lead in the race for the coveted trophy pin. Charlie and Logan remain deadlocked at 7 wins apiece on the season. But now, as Christian advances to the title match, he'll face Jesse. Squish seemed to have the best line throughout the qualifying and match play, and his straighter shot really seemed to be ideally suited for this longer oil pattern. The only question is whether his shot will still be there after he's had to wait. We're about to find out. Jesse has chosen to start the match. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Jesse is my pick to win this match. He looked unbeatable in our qualifying and in match play. His shot was just right there for him. He doesn't move it that much anyway. That's a nice commercial shot to start with. Didn't quite have enough back end to carry out the 10, but keep it in play like that and you'll have a good chance of winning this match. Covers the 10. Not sure if he's feeling any nerves about this. I know this is unofficial competition, but these kids do get a little geeked up for it. So, all right, Christian, first frame, right lane. Oh, he threw that one sweet, man. He's rolling that ball off his fingers today instead of chugging it out there. And even though that ball came up just a skosh high, it had just enough speed to hold line. He trips the 4. And there is a strike to start for Christian. That's another good one. Oh, that's another really good one. So a double to begin, and well, that's how you got to go win these things. You just got to get out of the blocks quickly. But Jesse finds the same kind of shot. You know, this almost straight ball from the center of the lane, it almost looks like it's going from left to right as it hits the pocket. This reminds me of the old Roy Buckley fallback shot that none of our kids will remember, but their parents might. Roy Buckley, a player from the 70s and 80s who was known for playing that straight ball inside. And he gets another blower to go. So Jesse is still on his game. That's 3 balls in the pocket. That could have been 3 strikes. The young man you just saw throw a shot on lane 22, you're going to see a little bit about at the end of our show. So stick around until the very end. I think you're going to find it really interesting. Oh, Christian comes up light. That one just got away from him. And now he's got a problem. The 2-10 split. He'll go cross lane at it. Wants to get the ball to the left of the 2-pin and drive it over into the 10. Well, he went for it boldly, but he whiffs both of them and loses a little count in the process. Can't fault him for that, though. Got to go for the spare in that situation. But he hands the lead to Jesse, and now he's got to dig himself out of this hole. Oh, he threw that one good. Just a little bit high. That was right there. Solid 4. All that means is he needs to adjust with his feet. Maybe a board left, maybe move his eyes a board left the next time he's up on that lane. And he ought to be right back where he needs to be. He's making his spares today, too. All right, but Jesse now in a commanding position with a chance to move way out ahead. Right in the pocket again. Just didn't quite drive the 6 into the 10. But a very commercial shot. When the scoring is tough, just keep the ball in play and make your spares. Don't give anything away. Uh-oh. Pulled it left off his hand. If there's one criticism I have of Jesse's game, I'd like to see him more relaxed in the push away. Just let gravity take the ball. It's almost as if he's trying to control it too much in his push away, and as he brings the ball back behind him, he'll just let it swing. It'll stay on line. The ball goes a little high. Now he's left himself a very difficult spare, the 3-6-10. Best way to shoot this is from the extreme left side of the lane to cut down on the angle of chopping. Put the ball between the 3 and the 6. He gets too much 3 and chops the 6 off the 10, and that's back-to-back opens for Squish. And the lead passes back to Christian. Well, when he left that 210 a little while ago, you had to figure that this could be where the bottom falls out, but maybe not. Oh, he trips another 4 on the right lane. That was dangerously close to going a little too high, but he gets away with it. And now he gives himself a chance to move out in front by 18 if he can get a strike right here. Another trip 4. My goodness. Well, the gauntlet has now been thrown down. And now Jesse, who's trying to go wire to wire in this event, has his back to the wall. 6th frame, trailing by 18. Oh, he makes a slight adjustment on the lane and stuffs one right in the hole and doesn't get rewarded, leaves a stone 7. That was unlucky. You can't throw it much better than that. No more mistakes now. He's got to make this. And he does. Fairly routine spare there, the 7-pin. All right, Jesse needs to calm down and just make his shot right here. He's had a couple that were right there that just didn't quite carry out the 10. If he can get one here, this is not over. Another 10-pin. Wow. Well, part of that is a function of the low rev rate. Which I think he could improve. Part of the swing he has of controlling the swing is often accompanied by a little squeezing with the thumb. Oh, and so is this. That's often caused by squeezing with the thumb. And now Jesse's really in trouble. I was going to say he could increase his rev rate if he got his thumb out a little quicker. Easiest way to do that is just keep that thumb real relaxed. Don't squeeze. The pins know when you're squeezing it. Wow. Well, this is as good as I've seen Christian bowl in a while. And he can just about put the stake through Jesse's heart with one more here in the 8th. It's another good one. He gets the shaker. My favorite strike. That was more of a tossed salad shaker. All right, Jesse. Still a possible 204. You never know. Give yourself a chance. Well, he found that little dry spot that gave Charlie fits in the second game. The ball just hooked a little early on him. Somehow Christian has avoided that problem. Even though he's playing on that same side of the lane. All right, Jesse, spare this up and let's see what happens. All right, if he strikes in the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, he can finish with 194. Christian would at least have to show up for the 9th and 10th. That's left. And that is a 3-10 split. And Jesse's path to victory has just gotten very, very narrow. The best he can do now is 182. Christian would just about only have to keep the ball on the lane. Oh, thought he had that one. Well, that's a tough break. 141 in the 9th. I think Christian is going to take a victory lap right here. Yep. That one puts him over the top. And Christian is our winner today. And this is his second trip to the winner's circle on Prodigy Bowlers Tour. I know how thrilled he was to get the first one, and I know what it means to him to get this one too. Especially with his new ball. He loves this ball. We'll talk to him about it in our post-game interview. Spare here and fill it up for 233. This is the high game anyone threw in our little tournament today. Had a couple games in the 200s, but this is the highest. Goes Brooklyn, carries a strike. That's 233 for Christian, as Jesse will go through the formalities of finishing out here. This is all academic at this point. Ball fails to get up. He leaves the washout. Jesse bowled really well through 3 games. The 2 games of qualifying, and then we had the game of match play. And he was just in a class by himself. Nobody else really challenged him for the #1 position. Charlie was close the first game and fell back a little bit. And an open to end it. So our final score, 233 to 149. It's Christian's day, and he's going to sign the pin when we come back.
Now, bring the spirit of Prodigy Bowlers Tour to your bowling center with Prodigy Bowlers Tour t-shirts and sportswear, including collared shirts with the Prodigy logo printed on the back to show that you support junior bowling. Check out the entire assortment of Prodigy t-shirts in the Brownswick store. Visit PRODIGYBowlersTour.com to see the selection. See the ash gray Celebrating Junior Bowling, Elevating Junior Bowlers t-shirt, or the Who Will Win the Coveted Trophy Pin t-shirt. Or maybe you'd want the one that says, I've come to get my bowl on, right on the front of the shirt, or simply, Bowl Me. There's a t-shirt that says, Bowling. You probably don't get it because it's mainly for smart people. And if you're a proud parent with a junior bowler, we've got a t-shirt just for you. And how about this t-shirt? You're bowling an 8th grader. Prepare to meet defeat. Available in grades 1 through 9, most in both adult and kid sizes. And finally, the shirt that reads, Bowl better, have more fun, take lessons. Then maybe you can keep up with me. The Brownswick store is powered by the people at Cafe Press, and all of these shirts are available right now. Just go to PRODIGYBowlersTour.com and click on the link to be taken right to the store. PayPal and credit cards accepted. That's PRODIGYBowlersTour.com. Get your bowl on and bring the spirit of Prodigy Bowlers Tour to your house. Order now. Go to PRODIGYBowlersTour.com. That's PRODIGYBowlersTour.com.
Final score in the final match, Christian saves his best for last as he tosses a strong 233 when it mattered most. And Squish finished with a 149. I know he's disappointed after bowling so well throughout qualifying and match play, but a second place showing against this field is nothing to sneeze at. Jesse bowled great right up to the end. But once again, the Roswell kids fend off a strong challenge from these visitors. Sooner or later, you got to figure one of these guest bowlers will break through. But today, Christian defended the home turf, and he gets his name on the Coveted Trophy Pin for a second time.
Almost dropped the pin.
Christian, you did. You broke Charlie's winning streak. And I don't think Charlie's real happy about it.
I beat you today too, okay? Yeah.
It seems that both times you've won, you beat Charlie.
Yeah.
You're his kryptonite.
Even on what was it, January 14th. 10th grade, that was a lucky shot though.
25th of 2017.
No, it's 2016.
So you have a new ball.
Oh yes. I forgot to show you guys. Columbia 300 Tyrant. This ball is a beast. So in league, all I have to do is swing it out and it immediately comes back and it's a beast. I love it.
You were a beast today. Congratulations. Immediately after our telecast, we noticed Joshua, who came up from Columbus, still practicing. Joshua's the youngest U15 boy in the state with a 200 average. And if you think it's only because he can light up a house shot, guess again. Here's his first ball in the 10th, working on a possible 290 on Paris.
Oh my God! Strike train!
You talk about getting low at the line. If we were to strap a GoPro to Joshua's head, you'd get about the same perspective as a worm cam. Look at how low he gets. Amazing. Here's his ball in the 11th frame, still with a 290 in the wood.
Come on, get there! Oh, messenger! Oh!
Joshua and his team competed in and won last year's USA Bowling Championship for the U15 group. So at the age of 13, he is already familiar with the pressure of bowling on national television. This kid's upside is through the roof. One more for 290.
One more time. Yeah!
Yeah, but can he get one more for the Vera Papa 300?
Yeah, all you need is one more.
Come on, throw one more. Show us you could.
One more.
One more for a Vera Papa 300 on Paris. For $1 million.
Prodigy $1 million payouts are calculated based on a payout of 1 penny per year for 100 million years. Good luck collecting.